Hello from Dubai. Today I have a message for you, and the message is part of my talk Consciously Think Differently at the Dubai breakfast meeting. Thank you, Yoga, for the invite. And the key message about this topic is consciously. Because if we want to think differently, we need to bring to our conscious, to our awareness, what we're doing today. So I'm quite sure most of you would have seen my scarf disappear. My question is, how many people have consciously seen that my superhero started running and flying instead of just standing there? It is what we pay attention to that we can change. If we consciously think differently, that is when we think differently. What a nice start into the day. I have a beautiful view and I'm looking forward to now talk to you about consciously think differently. With my company, when we are in sales, this is what we need to encourage ourselves to do, to swap perspectives every now and then. Why do we need to do that? That is what this talk is about. And what I would like to start with, what I would like to invite you to do, is think with me about Paris. Imagine Paris. Some of you may want to close their eyes. Some of you say, no, I'm going to fall asleep again. So keep them open, that's also fine. Just come with me in imagining Paris. Paris is nice. Maybe if you start imagining Paris, you see a silhouette, some shapes maybe. Yeah. Paris is beautiful. Yes. Maybe men don't agree with me that much because Paris puts a little bit of pressure on them. But I'm sure we all agree that Paris is famous. Yes. Okay, maybe not to everyone, it depends on the education, it depends on where they're coming from. Overall, what's left to say about Paris is there's at least one movie where Paris appears. Maybe all of us have a movie in our head immediately. All these good things about Paris. Paris also has problems, especially with women, with one woman.
Yeah,
Hilton. Paris Hilton, interesting thought. Interesting thought. Paris is definitively not able to speak French. Paris has never tasted baguette. And Paris is not, or has not been at the Louvre. Who knows Paris? You were all with me in the beginning? Yeah. You started to think, what is it now? So who knows Paris? You said Paris Hilton. That says a lot, does it? No, it doesn't.
Paris Jackson.
Paris Jackson is coming to your heads. Okay. See, who knows Paris? If we start thinking and imagining Paris, we have a certain line of thought that happens, right? Yes. And now, maybe some of you were immediately jumping into Paris. What continent is it on? What continent is Paris on? Europe? Yeah. Where else? You look at me
maybe
like...
in the US.
In the US, yes. In the Americas. Paris is in the Americas. Not only in the US, where else?
Even in Chennai, there is Paris.
In Chennai even, I didn't know that one. Paris is in Canada. Paris is in 20 times in the US. And one time in Panama.
MOE.
In MOE, Paris Gallery. Yes, so when we think of Paris, immediately we had one thought of, who thought of Paris in France? Yeah? Most of you, yeah? That's the first pinpoint you had. Now, if we think about now the world and if we think of where we come from, we may think of other places Paris is in. If I would now ask you, what color does Paris have for you? Does it have a color for you? When you think of Paris, does a color come up?
Yes.
Yes?
Many
What
colors.
color comes up?
The color of the houses, the house buildings, you know, in this grayish, brownish.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have visited
Yeah.
Paris?
Yeah.
That's what you relate to? Yeah, so that is what the thinking line will be. It will be brownish. Some people may
Many colors.
think of any color they relate the city with. And maybe some people think of red, love, and maybe all of a sudden a person comes in their head. If you think of Paris, if I ask you to think of a person, someone comes in your head? Yeah? Is it a famous person or is it a person you know? A person you know? Okay. Okay. If it would be a famous person, what famous person comes to head? Paris Hilton?
Yeah.
So women?
Of course.
Who else? Did you say Paris Jackson, didn't you?
Yeah, but she's not
The
famous.
daughter of the king of pop. I think per se she's already famous, just for that. Any man that come to our head if we think of Paris? Do we have football fans here? And I'm not selective, American or English football. Yeah? There are two football players. The American football player Paris Cotton and the English Paris Simmons. So you see, all of a sudden, we're thinking of Paris in various different ways. Right? And do you think we've consciously now thought differently?
Yes.
Yeah?
Forced.
Do you think we got the whole force? That's what it is about. Tell me, do you think we've got the whole picture now? Of consciously think differently? About Paris, there's no other route to go? What if I
No.
tell you there is another
Well,
route?
that could be.
Yeah, what could be another route to think about Paris?
You can look at
French cooking.
confectionery, yeah.
French cooking. You can think about, yeah?
Sweets.
Plaster
What
of
about
Paris.
fictional
fashion.
characters?
Tintin.
Do you know someone, a fictional character?
With the name Paris?
Mhm.
With the name pattern.
Count Paris from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. There's a character. For the James Bond fans amongst us, there is Paris Carver in Tomorrow Never Dies, one of his Bond girls. And then for the ladies amongst us, Gilmore Girls, Paris Geller. Now, who was I thinking of when I was speaking about Paris? Do you think I was speaking about the country, the city?
In the beginning, I
In the
thought
beginning.
In the
That's what we
beginning,
thought.
yes.
Yes.
And
Beginning.
when we proceeded, not anymore?
Started.
Because I spoke all of a sudden about the problem of women.
Yes.
Right? That was like, oh, wait a second, can't see that if the man doesn't propose. But so the person that I was thinking of was Paris, the son of King Priam. And you may remember the nice story of the man who captures Helena to Troy and gets the Greeks very, very angry. That was the person I was thinking of. So to get the full picture, it makes sense to put ourselves in the position of consciously think differently because we perceive a situation with a full picture. And then we understand exactly what we have in front of us.